Hello campers, this is the Suburban Camper and this is a video on how to use the Shelterlogic 10x10 canopy with your Suburban. I recommend watching my basic canopy setup and full canopy setup videos prior to watching this video. Please note my canopy has been modified. It has 1 foot removed from the bottom leg section, which improves its resistance to high winds and makes it fit better over the top of the Suburban. Also, I will refer to methods for securing the canopy, but at a minimum, I always secure the canopy with a sandbag hanging on each corner. And finally, the canopy walls you see in this video are optional. I utilize the canopy in 4 different configurations. I will start with the one I use the most, which is the full camp configuration. In this configuration, the canopy is placed at the back of the Suburban with the front of the canopy right behind the cargo carrier. This allows enough space for the rear hatch to fully open and provide some support to the canopy. There is plenty of room to enter or exit the canopy on each side of the vehicle. The kitchen can be set up at the back of the canopy with a table or at the front using the hitch cargo carrier. To further secure the canopy in this configuration, I use large S-binder clips hooked on the front corners with bungee cords connected to them, and then those hooked onto the Suburban, typically to the wheel or wheel fender. During the day, I only connect these if it's windy, but I always connect them at night just in case the wind comes up. If it needs to be secured further, you can use the S-binder and bungee method on the rear corners and either tie it down to a stake in the ground, or you can attach it to a heavy bin or a bin with a sandbag on top of it. The next configuration is storm mode, which I utilize if I need to hunker down inside the Suburban because there is heavy rain and or moderate winds. I will either back the Suburban under the canopy or move the canopy up over the Suburban. I position the canopy to cover the front and passenger windows so they can be open and protected from the rain coming inside. Be sure not to block any exits. To further secure the canopy, you can use the S-binder and bungee setup I previously referred to and add a set to the back corners and then secure the canopy to the Suburban accordingly. Keep in mind the fate of the canopy is tied to the Suburban, so do not use this configuration in high winds. This configuration also applies to what I refer to as the summer configuration. When it's hot outside, you can simply position the canopy over the Suburban to maximize the shade it provides for the interior. This will keep the Suburban quite a bit cooler than the outside temperature. The last configuration is the high wind configuration. If the wind is high enough to put the canopy at risk, then you can simply remove the lower leg section to reduce the height and profile of the canopy and then tie it down accordingly. In this configuration, I can comfortably stand under the ridge and there's still enough room underneath to do all the things you do when the canopy is at full height. You can also open the rear hatch and use it to bridge the canopy and the Suburban together if it's raining. Keep in mind there should be no connection between the canopy and the Suburban in case the canopy lets loose. The fact that this canopy can be set up in multiple configurations to provide protection from rain, wind, sun, and cold weather when used in conjunction with the heater is one of the reasons I highly recommend it for your Suburban camper. It also features a simple but strong design, and with a little practice, it's quite easy to set up and tear down. And it's very affordable. If you learned something from this video, please subscribe. And if you want to learn even more about camping in a Suburban, please visit my website, suburbancamping.com. Thank you very much.